What if the real issue wasn't the cause, but the effect? They argued that the constant denial of intimacy was, in and of itself, a form of mental cruelty, that it was causing her real psychological harm, whether her husband actually meant to hurt her or not.
Well, of course, Balakishan had a completely different story to tell. His defense painted a picture not of any sexual problems, but of a perfectly happy marriage that was sabotaged by a family fight over money.
I mean, the two stories could not be more different. On one side, you have Rita saying the marriage was a shell from the very beginning because of sexual deprivation. On the other side, Balakishan is saying, nope, not true. We were a happy, well-adjusted couple right up until 1965. And what happened in 1965? A big fight over a 10,000 rupee loan from her father.
And his evidence was simple, and honestly, pretty powerful. First, their son. How could he possibly be impotent if they had a child together, right? Second, he brought out letters Rita had written to him. He argued that before this money dispute in '65, the letters were affectionate. Afterwards, they turned cold and formal. He claimed this was the real proof, that money, not sex, was the problem.
So with two totally opposing stories, the entire case landed in the lap of Justice Rajinder Sachar of the Delhi High Court. And his decision wasn't just going to decide the fate of this one couple, it was going to set a major precedent for so many others.
First, the ruling on impotence. The court looked at that super strict legal definition and the really high burden of proof. And considering they had a child, and there were some contradictions in Rita's story, the court decided she just hadn't met that burden. The claim was denied. And for a moment, it really seemed like she had lost.
But then came the second ruling, the decisive one. On the grounds of mental cruelty, the court sided with Rita. Judicial separation was granted. So she lost on the technical point, but she won on the human one.
And the logic the judge used here is what makes this case so powerful. Justice Sachar wrote a sentence that became the heart of the whole thing. He said it doesn't matter why the denial of sex happens, whether it's on purpose or because of a physical problem. What matters is the result, the frustration and misery it causes the other person. You see, the focus totally shifted from intent to impact.
And the judgment went even further. It declared that, quote, marriage without sex is an anathema, which basically means a thing to be hated or loathed. The court was saying loud and clear that a healthy sexual relationship isn't just a nice bonus, it's part of the very foundation of what a marriage is.
So, Rita won her separation.